So Dallas. So let's talk about virtual assessment and more. And if you're watching this on or close to the day that I made this video in November 2020, then you know that people are doing a lot of talking and a lot of yelling and a lot of name calling and a lot of other things. And people on one side of the political spectrum say this about people on the other side, and people on the other side say that about people on the first side. And there's a whole lot of talking, but there isn't a whole lot of listening. But we're language teachers, and one of the things that we theoretically teach our students to do is to listen, to understand what somebody's saying to them in another language. And I started to think about listening ears, especially when I found this great picture of the baby with the ear on Creative Commons search. Because the ears, I mean, they are involved in listening, right? But if you've ever been a teacher, you know that you can say something to a student. The sound waves can reach the eardrum and do all the other things that the sound waves do, and the student looks at you with complete uncomprehension because there's more to listening than just the ears. And of course, you can not be able to use your ears. You can be deaf or hard of hearing and need various kinds of technology or not be able to use those at all and still be able to listen in a very different way. So I started thinking about different levels of listening. And then I found this great picture of this dog. And I said, okay, he's definitely doing, at least, or she, they are doing a couple different levels of listening, right? And I started to think about the framework that Dr. Otto Scharmer uses when he talks about levels of listening in his work with the Presencing Institute. And he says there are at least 4 different levels on which we can listen. There's what he calls level 1, which is where you hear only what you want to hear. I know we've all experienced that. We've done it, and we've had it done to us. And if we're teachers, we've had it done to us a lot. But you said, no, I never did say that. Level 2, you're listening to respond and argue. I have a number of lawyers in the family. I grew up with a lot of level 2 listening. I learned that skill early. Listening to respond and argue. But students do that too, right? But yesterday you said, and we do that. Level 3, listening with empathy. Listening to one person and really understanding what makes them tick. Really understanding what they're saying, what they aren't saying, and coming to be able to see the world, at least for a moment, through that person's eyes. That's level 3. And that's an important thing, and when somebody deeply listens to you, it's one of the greatest gifts that you can receive. And when you are able to take the time and the mental energy to go listen to somebody else, it's one of the greatest gifts that you can give them. But there's another level, which Dr. Sharma unsurprisingly calls level 4. It's hard to describe, but he says you're listening to what's starting to emerge. Your empathy has expanded from just that one person so that you're listening to the whole field, the whole situation, the whole context. And your empathy is expanding so that you can hear not just what's happening right now, but you can hear a thing that's coming, a thing that might need your help to get here. So regardless of your politics and regardless of when you're watching this video, my invitation to you is find a level of listening that works for you in any given context, because it's different. Sometimes you really only need to do level 1. A lot of times you really need to do level 2. Sometimes you need 3, and sometimes you need 4. But choose the level of listening that's right for you, as this dog did. And if you want to be part of a group of people who are listening for what they need in their context, what each other need, how to help each other make the things that we all need, then you guys know where to come, you know when to come, you know how to get in touch with me if you need the Zoom link. And I invite you when you're ready to take that step and come and join us in a place where it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be that hard. And you will not have to do the work alone. So until I see you guys there, or wherever I see you, Walete Sodales.